I was born in Chicago, on the streets of Chicago. I was adopted, never knew who my real parents were. I finally was adopted and they moved us to Springfield, Illinois. I was adopted by an abusive father, physically as well as sexually. And we had to move to Texas. And when we moved to Texas, I ran away from home and I lived on the streets a long time, me and my twin sister. I participated in gang activities. I did a lot of drugs. I've sold a lot of drugs. I've robbed. I've did almost everything there is to do. Well, I went to prison in '96, went to several units. I had a long road. I got a life sentence, by the way. When I went to prison for a life sentence, I really lost all my hope. My life had changed. It was a whole different world for me there. When I met Jesus, I had had a fight. I went to solitary. Thought over my life. I thought over my life. It was like a recording play. Everything was just like rewind. And I was like, nothing's gonna ever change in my life. I turned around, I looked over at it was like a standover. And when I looked over there was a Bible over there. And something inside of me said, pick up that Bible, pick up that Bible. Pick up that Bible, it's life in that Bible. It's a whole different world in that Bible for you. And I remember going to church sometime and it was talking about the word, how the word transformed your life, but I never did believe it. And when I got to the book of Romans, it was a lot about grace and about love. And I didn't know what grace was. God told me, no matter what you've been through, I'm here for you. He said, and I can change your life. He said, but all you gotta do is you gotta surrender and you gotta trust in me. It's like, well, how'd I do it? I got to a part of the Bible and it said, if thou confess with thy mouth and believe with thy heart that Jesus is Lord. He said, just confess it and believe it. And I did that. And when I did that right there, it was like a peace came over me. Like, I was always happy. This peace right here, it was like I didn't want anything else. It was a peace that I never understood in my life. That was the best encounter I had in my life. One time God told me, he said, okay, since I've got your attention now, he said, now I'm gonna let you go. I stood on that word because in the Bible it said, we believe so we speak. So I started speaking and telling everybody I was going home. And I talked to the chaplain and she said, what's going on? And I told her, I said, I just came out of my parole interview. I said, can you check and see about my parole? She said, Norman, it's not gonna be on there right now. She checked it and as she looked at it, she started crying. And when she cried, I knew right then and there what it was. He sent me to a pre-release unit called Caravans. I would go to church, but every time Charm would come, I wouldn't go. One night I was in my bed and Charm was getting ready to come. They said, Charm coming tomorrow, Charm coming tomorrow. And I said, I'm not going. Started hearing about this pastor named Tommy Anderson. He was talking about how he preached. So I went to church and I sit in the back of the church. As he was preaching, the word was just penetrating my heart. So I felt like that was a confirmation from God. I sent my application in and immediately Tommy Anderson answered back and he gave me an acceptance letter. I stayed at Charm for like 2 years. They loved on me, they took care of me. When I first got there, they made sure that I got my ID. They made sure that I had food stamps. They made sure I had medical care. They did everything for me. They even went to the point where I was locked up 27 years, didn't even know how to drive a car. And one of the brothers there taught me how to drive. It finally came to a point in time in my life at Charm, I felt like it was time for me to leave. I had a lot of money, got everything together. I never did consult with Charm, never did say anything to him. I disconnected myself from Charm and the brotherhood. I never really understood the importance of fellowship. And that was something that was always taught and preached in Charm about the consequences that you could possibly face if you disconnect yourself from the fellowship. And that's what I did. But I just, had my money, doing pretty good. One day, it just started like, you can enjoy yourself. Now, you deserve a treat. You deserve a treat. You deserve something nice for yourself. The nicest was alcohol. And I started drinking. I said, just one drink, that's all I need. And every day I found myself just drinking and drinking and drinking. I lost my job, I lost everything. And I finally came to the point in my life I just like, well, forget it, I don't want to live anymore. So I remember one night I was laying in my bed. Something was kicking, something was hitting on my bed. And I finally opened my eyes up, and as I opened my eyes up, it was Tommy Anderson was standing right there, and there was brothers that were surrounding my bed. And he said, Brother Norman. He said, Brother Norman. He said, are you ready to live? And I looked around and I said, yeah, I'm ready to live. Because when I saw them, and I saw Tommy Anderson, I saw Charm brothers around me, I was like, somebody loves me. And he said, it's gonna be a fight. He said, it's gonna be a fight. He said, are you ready to fight? And I said, yes, sir, I'm ready to fight. He said, okay. He said, it'll be a car here in the morning to get you. He said, pack your bags up and we're ready to go. He said, you go, you're going to get some help. And they had me a place to go. And the whole time that I was in detox, Charm stood behind me. They always checked up on me. They always make sure that I had whatever I needed. When I finally got through my detox, and they called Tommy Anderson said, well, he got somewhere to go. He said, take him to the house. He said, keep him at the house, don't let him go nowhere. Make sure he eats, make sure he's taken care of. And they took me to one of the houses, and that's what they did. Charm walked through me the whole time that I was there. When I graduated, Charm was there. And they said, okay, well, you got a place to go to, and he sent a car to come and get me. How has Charm impacted my life? Wow. Charm has done more for me than my own family ever did for me. When I say that right there, they gave me love. Charm is love. Charm gave me so much hope. Charm gave me life. I have to say that I found out the meaning of grace. Grace is something that I shouldn't have got. And the love from Charm, it really impacted my life and gave me hope to continue on in my life. In my life now, because of Charm, I feel like there's nothing that I can't do as long as I walk in the steps of the Lord, and I'm forever grateful.